Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to Country Cuz Show. Today's the Hump Day report for Wednesday. So what we're going to be doing today, we're going to go back to the beginning, how it all starts and all. But anyway, this is an old guitar that I've had many years, lap steel. And what I'm going to be doing today is, I'm going to go over what I call an absolute beginner style lesson from, that's my old guitar. I got it painted up Country Cuz. But anyway, this is it. And I've got some more. I don't know if you're going to be able to see it. Let me zoom up. Here's another one right here. This is a Recording King. And I play it also. It's got the P90 pickups, which to me, they ain't got as much bass as this one that's got about like a Fender single coil in it. This is not the pickup that come in this guitar. Got this guitar at a deal from a friend of mine that plays pedal steel, and he had some kind of custom pickup put in it. This is an old road guitar, but also, if you notice, it's got the adjustable saddles on the back, which that's one thing that I like and recommend. And I'll swing it back over to the Recording King, see if we can find it in the camera. And as you can see, it does not have an adjustable bridge on it, which that right there caused me to have to do a little file work. And I've got another video on that. But once you get your strings flat, and I got a video on flattening your strings, and I'll go over that too with the beginner course here. But you will have to keep using the same strings over and over. You can't change around on the brand or the gauge of the strings. So with that being said, when you first get a lap steel, the first thing you're going to need to do is do some tuning on it. So what I'm going to show you is first, not tuning, but equipment needed and how to use it and when and why. So the tuning, I'm over here gathering up stuff now beyond your back, but I can still talk. Anyway, I got a little lap steel track in the background that I've got. When you first get your lap steel, and I do mean when you very first get it, and I'm going to put some of the equipment I use out here and all, but I'm supposed to have an Allen wrench somewhere. I've done dropped it on the doggone floor, I reckon. I don't know. But anyway, when you get it, you're going to need certain equipment. And of course, you're going to need an amplifier, of course. And an amp is whatever you want to plug it into. I do recommend, if you don't get but one effect on your amp, and that's get reverb. Reverb is a very important part of pedal steel and lap steel guitar. Reverb gives it the full body, gives it that room sound, and gives it that old country twang, or Hawaiian twang, whichever one you want. And then the second piece of equipment you're going to need is a bar. Now, this is a Dunlop Anvil Bar. I've got, hold on. Okay, I had to go back. This is a round bar. This is mostly what a pedal steel player would use, and I don't know if y'all can see in there, but this was one that was with the MSA. It actually come with the MSA pedal steel that I had, that I've sold. And I've also got another bar that's got Showbud stamped in it that a friend of mine gave me, that he got from Mr. Doug Jernigan, I believe was his name. And he's plays up in Nashville, Tennessee. But me, I use a bar, and that's the bar I like. Now you can go on Amazon and different places and buy a bar a lot cheaper, and here's one right here, but I won't show y'all the difference. and you can see, I'm pretty sure. I'm going to zoom in a little closer to show you what to watch out for. Because I got small hands, but still, you see how this is the Dunlop. It cost about $25. This is the cheap Amazon one that cost about maybe $15. But the bar are both made out of stainless steel, and they both got a great anvil body and content. But the darn thing I don't like about the Amazon bar, see how narrow that groove is compared to that one? My finger fits down in that one better. This one, I've actually thought about taking it out there and grinding it out some on the sides just to make it fit. Because if you'll notice, it's a lot narrower bar. You can see it when I zoom up. See, it's a little bit narrow, and that little bit bothers me. Just don't play good. But anyway, so we got down now. You're gonna need a lap steel guitar, you're gonna need a tone bar, and you're gonna need an amplifier. Alright, next thing, that's 3 pieces of equipment that's a must. Alright, next thing you're gonna need is, of course, a tuner to tune it with. Alright, now, I'm gonna try to move these bars over to the side. This may be a 2-part video, I don't know, because there's a lot to go over. There's more to a lap steel than most people realize. Okay, number 2 thing, and I'll show y'all in a little bit. We're going over the equipment you needed right now, but I'll show you after a while how to tune it, and we'll go through the tuning on one of them, my lap steel. Alright, first of all, these are your standard tuners that most of your guitar players got, and you can clamp them on your guitar. Well, the problem with lap steel is the tuner won't go wide enough. I hope y'all can see that. It won't go wide enough to get on that. So the way I do it, the way I recommend, if that's the only tuner you got, is to pull it back like that and pinch it and put it right there on the tuning peg next to the one, or whatever, you know, you can come up here. That would be better. And then go ahead and tune them all up and leave that in for last. Move the tuner and tune it. Now you can do that, and I have done that in a case when I forget the chromatic tuner. But now, the best tuner I've ever owned in my life is this cord, and I'll turn it on for y'all. You can, yeah, you can see it working. There you go. But this is a cord chromatic tuner, and I bought it at a music store here in town a long time ago. But I'm not sure even if you can get it online, but it works perfect. You can see that I'm a little bit sharp, but anyway, it picks up everything good. Now, if you was in a situation where you was playing with a bunch of bands or something and there's a lot of noise in the building, all you have to do is plug your cord, take it out of the amp and plug it into here. Once you got it plugged into there, then it don't matter how much noise is outside, because it's not picking up with this little mic anymore here. It's picking up through the cord. So that means noise with the drummer sitting over there beating on the drums, or the bass player practicing a few licks, not going to bother you tuning that. And then this works well for a guitar, or, you know, but everybody calls that an old style tuner, well, because they use these things now. And then they got them in different, there's probably, I believe that might be, you know, somebody give me these darn tuners, by the way, these clamp-on. Every one of them, I got several, but the only one I've ever bought is called a Snark. It's in here somewhere. Don't know where, I don't use the thing, but I bought it at the local music store here in Cordell too. And it works, it looks like that, but it says Snark and got a little shark on it. So anyway, we got that down. We gonna need the guitar, the amp, and of course you're gonna need a cable And I would suggest don't skip on the cable either. Cable makes a lot of difference. One of my favorite cables, his name is a Boss cable, and I like the ones that's woven. They got a cloth outside. They just seem to hold up longer. They don't get kinked, they don't get pinched. You can run over them, step on them, and it don't hurt them. Anyway, you're gonna need that. And if you got an adjustable saddle, like that one right there, if you look, if I can get that thing to focus, come on, boy. There you go. You see those little bitty, them little holes right here, right there, you put an Allen wrench on there, and then you'll take your bar and you'll set it on somewhere close to the middle, and like this, and you'll go across it with the pick, well, my bar's drifting, and you'll listen. And you can do that with it either plugged in the amp or not. It don't matter. So anyway, and you shouldn't get a buzz. You should have a ting ding 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 all the way across, a musical note. And if you don't, that means one of your strings could be low or high, and that's why I like the adjustable bridge down here, and I put them on every one of the guitars I build. That way you don't have to be filing on it to get the height set. And as long as you get the height set right from, I'd say about the 10th to 12th fret back, you're in good shape. Most of the nut up here is so close up that they're pretty on up at the top. That thing right there, that's called a nut, by the way. And the one at the back is called a bridge. That's for you beginners. This guitar's got a tone and volume knob on it, which I don't use. I keep them wide open. And the ones I build, most time I don't even put nothing on them. Alright, that's going to be the basic equipment you need. And you see these tuning gears right here. Another thing, and I'm just going over what we need right now. And some of this stuff's unnecessary, but some of it is. But here's what I use right here. This is the oldest oil that I know of, because I got a bottle. Well, it says since 1894. I got a bottle of it, or an antique metal can of it. It's still half full. That belonged to my great-grandma, and they used it to oil the sewing machine. And I believe the bottle is black and red. I mean the can, but I've got several old cans. I collect old cans anyway and junk. I don't throw nothing away. My whole family collects junk, but I'm not crazy about this tip, the way it works, but it's kind of cool. I mean, somebody had an idea anyway, but see, your tip, you can extend it out. Woo, look like a fishing pole, in case you need to get in a crack or somewhere. But what I would do, what I use this for is oil any moving points. And let me show you something. I'm moving, I can extend it out like a magnet one. Alright, I go right in here and I oil these gears. You see the gears? I oil them. Well, just one drop, it don't take much. But another thing, I put a little bit of oil right on top of my nut. Right across there. You know, they make something called gorilla snot that people use. I just don't like snot on my guitar. But this is oil. And this is some of the best oil to me on the market for doing it. I use this on my pedal steel guitar. It's got a lot of moving parts, the rollers and all. But I put a little oil on the nut, a drop here, and sometimes I put a drop down there. And then I'll come down here. Let me swing you around. Right in here. And I'll put a drop on. You see these springs back here? That's how you set the intonation, up and down. We'll get into that later. But I put a drop on each spring and a drop on top of the saddles. Alright, don't never put no oil on electronic parts, your tone knob and volume, never ever do that. Now if you got, and this in here's got a plastic fretboard, so all I have to do, the fretboard maintenance on it, is just pretty much use some polish and I'll show you. I just got through cleaning it up a little bit. This is what I use, and you can use anything. Matter of fact, pledge will work. But this is something somebody give me. Yep, I don't got no idea where it come from, but somebody give me that bottle, and it's called Music Nomad, the guitar one for gloss finish cleaning. Easy wax. That's what it says. So, and it stinks. Whoo! I don't particularly like the smell of it, but now if you had a rosewood fretboard or a wood fretboard that's been stained and it ain't got a heavy polyurethane, like on my old Martin guitars and my SG and my Gibson Les Paul, right there is what I put on. Right there. By golly, it don't get no better than the old English lemon oil. I guarantee you, and this stuff smells good. Helps protect the wood and preserve it. Alright, we got that done. Alright, of course your guitar is gonna come from the factory with a set of strings. You'll play around with them a while, and I suggest you play around with them a while, because more than likely you're gonna end up breaking this first string, as I call it, the high E. You probably break it sooner or later, but when that day comes to replace your strings, I'm going to put these right here. I hope we can see them. This is what I recommend. Right here, D Dario brand. You see them? And they're nickel wound XL, but here's the number you need to remember. EXL 148, because it's called the extra heavy gauge. And if you look right there, it says optimized. It should be maximized, but it's optimized for C tuning, 12 to 60. That's what the gauge is. So it's a 60 gauge on the big fat string, and the last string is a 12. With these strings, I can tune this guitar in every tuning that I know of. Open E is what I'm tuning it in most times. Then I can go to D, I can go to drop C, I can go to A7, E9. I mean, I can go, excuse me, I'm getting choked up. But I can do all that with these strings, cause they heavy enough strings. Alright, another thing. Now I want you to please pay attention to this. When you put the strings on, I don't know, well, you can't quite see it, but them there little bitty strings on the top, give them a lot of wraps. Don't cut them off and just let it go twice. Most time I don't even cut them off with this guitar, because it's got a pretty long tuning peg in there, but give it a lot of rounds, and that'll prevent, a lot of rounds will prevent, as long as you don't overlap it a lot, will prevent breakage of your string. Cause most of the time, when the string breaks, it's right there where that hole, where you push that string through that hole, and that hole acts like a doggone pair of scissors and cuts into your string. And, you know, that's just part of it. All right, here, and then we're going over equipment. We gonna get to the playing of it in a minute. Just be patient. There's a lot to this thing. We want to make it correct. All right. So you see, I got a little old screwdriver here. The screwdriver is basically, and well, I got my hands full. The screwdriver, we got these little old screws. If you got one of these Rogue guitars, one of these types, you see them screws right there in the tuning gears? And well, you use that to tighten them up. Now, on some of my guitars, right up here on top of the head, this one don't have them, but some of them, I think my Recording King may, but some of them, and all my guitars that I play, most of them got Grover tuners, they got it, but they got a screw. You keep that screw snug, and I don't want you to go tightening it too tight. Also, this is the funny thing most people don't think of. You get a lot of dust and dirt down in your guitar. How do you clean it out? Well, look at that. Go get you a good Home Depot paintbrush like this. This is a thick bristle made for putting on polyurethane. I've probably got 5 or 6 of these around the house, but I pick them up and I just clean my guitar, dust it off like that. Bingo, you're through with it. Wouldn't hurt to put one in your guitar case and clean your guitar or whatever with it. And okay, when you're changing strings to speed up the job, they make these things here. Now, I don't use that on there, because that is mostly for a bass guitar. See how big that thing is? And it's got, and I like this part, it's got a little string cutter. Pretty cool there, huh? You cut your strings if you know, when you put them on. And here's another winder. And I got one, and I'm not going to go get you this out in the shop right now. But I've got a winder on a, what they call a ryobi cordless drill. No, let me back up. Cordless screwdriver. A drill, you don't want to use a drill, it's too fast. Cordless screwdriver's just right. Of course, Dunlop, I believe that's who it is, they make a tool that's made for doing that. And I even seen one, and I don't care nothing about it, but I seen one that you can put on there and supposed to tune it up, tighten your strings and tune it all at the same time. So, I don't know. Okay, we're getting to what you're gonna need. I mean, this is the basic. Alright, here I'm gonna put something else down here now. And then this is just getting you started. This is before you tune it or do anything. And of course you're gonna need all this equipment. Eventually you're gonna have it. I promise you. You'll be getting it before you know it. You're like me, you're gonna have several amplifiers and all that. But the next thing is guitar picks. Now, that right there is a big controversy on what you like. Now, a lot of people like, and there's a, believe it or not, that's about $100 or $200 thumb pick, custom made for a man. Crazy. I've tried it. I couldn't see no value in it for that. But anyway, you got finger picks, and then there's a little thumb pick. You got different kinds of thumb picks. These are finger picks. You put them on, and you put them on like that, and you get them shaped and bent, and I played them, but I got a habit of plucking a finger backwards sometime, and the pick will fly off. And the bad thing is, it always hits somebody that's over there playing the drums in the eyeball. Then they throw a drumstick at me, and I duck, hits the bass guitar player, and then next thing you know, he unplugs his amp and whips him with the cord, and then we have to start the whole song over again. So y'all got the idea why I don't do it. Now, also, now I've got, and I don't mind showing you, they clean, but I got long fingernails, so what I do, I pinch mine, because I'm a guitar picker, by the way, and pick a little banjo, but I play with the pick pinched, and I got these fingers to play like that, remember? So that's the way I play. Alright, I play it with my pick, and I use, by the way, I like a nylon Dunlop pick. I believe it's a Dunlop. Let's see. Yep, Jim. Right there you can see it. Jim Dunlop. I don't know where you get these picks at. I buy them at a local music store here in Cordell. This one is a 50mm. They make them thicker or thinner, whatever you like. No, that's 60mm. Okay, I'm wrong. 60mm. And let's see what this one is. Alright, there's another one. It's 60 also. And I've got some that's lighter. I think this is one. No, that's enough. Maybe that 60 is what I use, but somewhere I've got some heavier ones or smaller ones. Yeah, here's one. And this one here's a good one for lap steel. Them other ones I like for guitar. This 73mm, see it? USA nylon. And there's a company that made it. Whoops. As we can see. Tough in that light. There we go. Jim Dunlop. Nylon though. And the reason I like a nylon pick, number one thing, I ain't never broke one. These here pearlite picks and all these, I used to use them all the time, and boy, I'd break them a lot. They just finally break off. But this pick, I've never in my life broke them, and sometimes I play really hard on the guitars with them. So, anyway, with that being said, that's going to be part one of the what to expect when you get a lap steel. There's a lot here to digest today. Now, what I'm going to do, either in the morning or this evening, I'm going to come back and I'm going to do part two. But what I need y'all to do to help me with this, pay attention, folks. I want y'all to comment down there what you need to know next. I know we need to go over the tuning and why use certain tunings and all that, but if I've left out something that you was hoping for, please put it in the comment. Give me a thumbs up and a like. This is absolute beginner stuff, but it's also absolutely necessary and very important. So, with that being said, y'all have a wonderful day, and if you are already advanced beyond what I'm doing, please go out there and practice. Even the professionals, they practice. You take old David Gilmour. He's done made millions of dollars with the Pink Floyd band, and guess what? He's still in the barn practicing today. So, y'all get to it. Does you good. Alright, I'll see y'all in part two. This is part one of Absolute Beginner when you first get the guitar out of the box. I hope this helps somebody.